What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of HD Unboxings. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those 118 unboxings I did. We got the Mini Champs 992 GT3R and then my very first one, which was the 118 Spark 991 RSR. Absolutely two fantastic models. Today, we're going to be doing that guy. That is a 997 Gt3 Rsr from AutoArt. It is a pre-owned model. Looks to be in good shape. Let's crack it open. Let's take a look at it. Opening parts and everything. Looks like a fantastic model. I'm super excited. Let's go. Alrighty guys, let's get right to it. This is the AutoArt 997 GT3 RSR in the presentation livery. So basically, it's kind of like a factory Porsche livery for that time era. But this model looks extra fantastic. I'm super excited. I was excited for every single one of my models to come in. But this one was a little different. I absolutely love 997s. Just such a round and proportionate body on these. Quite an upgrade from the 996 with the funky headlights. Now, as you can see, this is a pre-owned model. The box is in not that great a shape at all, but the model looks to be just fine, and that's what matters. That's what counts to me. So, yeah, without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. And as you can see, this one doesn't come with a display case. It comes with a base. No wonder this box got beat up. It's impossible to get this thing out. There we go. All right. But yeah, guys, as you can see, it comes with an open case, kind of like a Jada or a Pink Slips. We're going to try to take this cage off first. All right. Got that top piece off. Got a little ways to go. Definitely the factory packaging on this kind of makes it a little bit of a tricky task to take apart, but it's very secure. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it off of there. So actually comes with a pretty decent display base. So you can actually throw that into an existing display case with an acrylic cover. Just trying to get a little bit of dust off of here, a little bit of dust and particles off of here. It's a little bit dusty. But yeah, good base. Wish it came with an acrylic case, but hey, that's no big deal. I'm actually planning on trying to invest in some cases that are the same size as the Spark, so I can have as much storage space as necessary for all of these models. But yeah, without further delay, let's get into cracking this thing. Alrighty guys, what seemed like forever, taking a lot of these rubber bands and metal wire hooks off that basically hold the opening parts closed during transport. There's a couple of them, and they're a little bit tricky, so you gotta be really careful. But I'm thankful that the seller put those on there. I took all those off. I dusted the model. I cleaned the windows. Again, guys, keep in mind this is a pre-owned model, and it is a rather old AutoArt, so it shows its age slightly, but overall it's in really, really good shape. So I'm definitely giving the seller of this car a good review. Got the screws out of the base, so let's take this puppy off and let's see its actual stance, because it's going to be a lot better than it is on the base. And after going through and opening a lot of these parts and just getting a general look over at the model, I can tell you guys right now that this thing is fantastic, guys. This thing is absolutely amazing. So let's get started. There's a good picture of the stance right there. Stance super proper, super low, super aggressive. It doesn't look that way on the base, but looks can be deceiving, that's for sure. Oh man, this thing is sick. Let's go. So this model does steer. It doesn't steer very much, but the steering wheel is actuated along with the steering. Unless there's some kind of stopper, I'll have to look and see if there is a stopper for allowing it to turn, but it doesn't turn very much, but that's okay. So maybe a semi-steer, we'll call it that for now. But yeah, let's go over the details, guys. Super sick. All right, so we have headlights with really good detail. The 997s didn't have too much detail. There wasn't any projector housing or anything like that. This was before that time, at least on this model 997. But very accurate headlights. They are slightly tinted, not quite a yellow. I don't know if that's just due to age or if it's supposed to come that way, but it appears on the pictures all of them look like that. So slightly tinted, maybe slightly smoked, slightly yellow, but not really. So it's kind of hard to tell if that's actually age or if it's supposed to come like that. The turn signal area right here is a block off. Obviously it's a race car, doesn't need those. So that should be a block off right there, a black block off. Grille detail is immaculate on this. And yes, the 997 did have white painted grills on the earlier renditions of the 997 race cars. So that is proper. Everything about this is proper. The actual livery is real. It is called the Gt3 Rsr Presentation. So very nice. So wheels are friggin' amazing, guys. I'm going to turn this front wheel a little bit. As you can see, full roller. Probably this angle will be good for camera. And I'll try to zoom in right here, but right here where my pointer is, that's a BBS sticker. So these are BBS wheels. Very nice mesh looking wheels. Not LMs, but very close. Michelin tires. I'm a huge fan of Michelin tires, so that's a plus. Center lug, as it should be for this race car. You see red on this side, but when I flip it over, when I turn it over to the other side, you'll see that they are blue. They're a different color, which is pretty cool. And we'll turn it over to this side. We have yellow mirrors, which is a really nice accent that sticks out apart from the livery. I love stuff like that. That's why I really love cars that have like red spoiler winglets, red mirrors, you know, that just stick out from the normal livery. I love that. GT3 RSR Presentation Livery, very, very nice design, very cool. And we have some sponsorship stickers. We have ZF, Sachs, BBS, Hazit, if that's how you pronounce it, Hazit or Hazit, Burner, and another one I can't pronounce, Pegged, I'm not sure. But yeah, super cool. We also have the Adidas here on the spoiler, which is cool. Mobil 1 Michelin, friggin' awesome. Beautiful, absolutely stunning body proportions. This thing looks just like the real car. Got a nice realistic antenna on top that's very, very fragile, very soft. It will flex. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and open this door, guys. There we go. You have your Lexan window here. You have what's pretty much a clear Lexan window, probably. Most likely made out of Lexan, but it's vented. As you can see, I can stick my little helper tool through there, which is really nice. All right, inside, guys, friggin' sick. Look at this. Again, it's a semi-steering model, at least for right now, until I can see, check it out. But it does turn at least a little bit, and you should be able to see the steering wheel moving. So yeah, fully functional steering. Got a really nice silver AC vent here, pointing towards the driver. Very nice roll cage, little bash bar action with the reinforcement welded in. The door panel is a black, and this appears to be an actual strap right here. I can't pull it out any, but definitely a strap. We have a door handle right here too. That's nice. Very, very nice. Kind of pointing back to here. Very nice buckets. This is actually a fabric bucket seat, so super sick. Great steering wheel detail. Got your buttons on there. And let me see if I can get the right angle here, guys. Sorry I'm moving this around so much, but I just want you guys to see. Pedals. You got pedals in there, pedal assembly. Bolted to the floorboard. Floorboard is white. And let me see if I can get it. I have to move it out of the way of my holder, but you can see the sequential shifter in there. This car did not come equipped with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters for the sequential. This was the good old-fashioned push and pull style shifter sequential. Very good detail. Might just look like a black stick on camera, but it has the little silver handle as well on it. And I'll be dead honest with you, I don't know what that handle's for, but you see it a lot on sequential shifters. Let's see, I'll turn it this way. You got your red racing harness in there with the buckle. Let's see if I can get it, at least get the lap portion of it on there. Very nice. The detail of this model is absolutely ridiculous, guys. It is ridiculous. Super realistic looking taillights. Very, very nice aerodynamic venting here. This one is, I can't poke my pointer through there. I think it might be hitting the base. This one I can definitely put my little pointer tool to. These ones as well, the sides. So that's actual true venting, which is really sick. Got a couple of quick, looks like quick latches on the rear bonnet, which is very nice. RSR badging. As you can see, the scaffolding for the spoiler is actually very realistic looking, very metallic looking, just as it should be. You have what looks to be real fasteners holding the actual wing portion of the spoiler on, which is, man, just wild. Just absolutely wild. Great exhaust detail. I'll lift it up a little bit so you can get a look at the rear end. There is a little bit of detail behind those exhaust tubes. The actual exhaust tips. It's very realistic for that. Got the Michelin Man logo on the back there too. Very, very nice. Let's see, tow hook is metal. That is a metal tow hook, so freaking awesome there. All right, I will lift it up this way so you guys can see in the back how ridiculous this thing is. So let me try not to get any glare. White floorboard. Impeccable roll cage detail. Look at the harnesses on the floor. There's a module back there that the harness goes to, as well as along the back firewall right there. But absolutely impeccable harness detail. And as you can see, it runs up. Hopefully you can see that. It runs up over the center console up to the front of the car. Just absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And then you can see how the harness ties in, attaches to the roll cage bar. Hopefully you can see it from that angle. It's really hard for me to check my camera. Okay, got the rear bonnet open, and we have some amazing engine detail back there. We got an air cleaner, and also what appears to be some like blue coolant hoses. I'll see if I can hold it right there so that you guys can see it back there. So some blue coolant hoses. There appears to be an oil fill right there with a yellow cap. So friggin' sick. I just have to run my duster over the engine real quick. I borrowed this from my daughter. Hey, this works perfect for dusting a model. So there we go. Got it off of there, but yeah, lots of hose detail. Man, just incredible. Absolutely incredible detail. I love it. That air cleaner is plastic. I'm not sure what the hoses are made out of, to be honest. All right, moving over to the right side, and as you can see, as I promised, those center lugs are blue on this side, so red on the other side, blue on the other. Again, all the same sponsorship livery. Gt3 Rsr presentation, yellow mirror, excellent venting for the front. This thing has perfect stance. Let's open that passenger door real quick. Take a look in there, even more detail on this side. You can really get a grasp of how friggin' insanely detailed this thing is. So yeah, there's the aforementioned harnesses go along here. Along the center tunnel, there's a red bracket holding those harnesses. One of those harnesses goes to the sequential transmission. That's going to be for the fuel cut during the shift. Got a rather red large object there. I'm not sure if that's a switch or just another module mounted on top of a module, because that's what that is. That's a module. Let me see if I can tilt it over. There is a red tank down on the floor, most likely for fire suppression. There's another box mounted up there, probably contains all the vital electronics like the TCM, ECU, all of that stuff, all the engine management. There's another silver AC tube coming out of the dash. Absolutely phenomenal. There's some more, lots of switches on the center console. And that appears to be another module, possibly another switch panel right there. But yeah, this thing is absolutely nuts, guys. Absolutely nuts. All right, we will come back to the front right side. Same details. There's a metal tow hook right there. Excellent grille detail on the front. You can pretty much see through it. It's an actual true grille, which is absolutely amazing. Then we got our quick fasteners on the very front of the front bonnet here. Very, very nice. That the opening for the fuel fill is up here for the fuel tank, the front mounted fuel tank. We got some actual, actually those aren't actual vents right there. Would have been nice to have those as actual vents, but no complaints. So this is just probably either a water slide or paint to mimic that. We have the emergency shutoff lanyard, which appears to be a plastic piece. Gray decal stickers, E-switch, and then the fire suppression or power cut right there, power cut lanyard. And you can see on the inside of the dash right there, I'm gonna clean this window some more, sorry guys. You can see the AC vents coming up to the driver. You can see all the dash details, all the dash imprints. Friggin' phenomenal, guys. This model is truly AutoArt. And last but not least, we got a Porsche logo on the front. So let's get this front bonnet open. We'll take a look in there. Don't think this is going to stay open. I'll have to make a prop for that to stay up. So I will hold this like this, guys, and wow. Again, more harness work. Great fuel tank detail. Coolant overflow. Master cylinder reservoirs. The tubing is ridiculous. So I'm going to go on a limb and venture to say that those probably go to the AC vents. That's probably just manual air, so there's no air conditioning on this car. That's just me guesstimating what those are. Those are definitely not brake ducts. Definitely going to say no to brake ducts. But yeah, crazy detail on the inside. Just looking at the underside of the front bonnet, you got actual riveting, scaffolding on there. Absolutely incredible. This model is fantastic, guys. This is craziness. So yeah, let's close that up. We'll get this on the turntable. I'll polish it up a little bit more, and then we will summarize this review.
V.I.P.N.
Absolutely fantastic. But what do I rate it as? We know that my first two 118s I rated at a 9 out of 10. They were both fantastic. They had very minor drawbacks on each one. And this one, to be honest with you, didn't find very many drawbacks at all. I would say the only drawback that I found is that the wheels don't turn very much. That's like full crank. That's as far as they go. And what I think it is I think that the front fenders are limiting the turning capability of this car a little bit, which is fine. It's not a huge deal. If the function is going to be there, if you're going to have actual steering with an actual, functioning steering wheel, I just wish it turned just a little bit more. But other than that, I really tried to dig down deep into this model and find something that I didn't like, and I can't find it. So with that being said, I'm going to rate this model a 9.5 out of 10. It is nearly perfect. The weight feels good. It's not quite as heavy as the Spark, but it definitely feels a bit heavier and a bit more beefier than the Mini Champs. And combined with the opening parts, the body proportions, it's even got the staggered tire setup. So I think it might have ran bigger rims on the back than 997s. But regardless, the rears are a little bit bigger than the front, just like the real car. The grilling is perfect. There's lots of open air grilling. Everything looks great. Spoiler detail looks great. Roll cage detail looks great. Harnesses look great. Well, I should say seat harness and electronic harnesses on the inside and the front bonnet. Cooling hoses. Nice big detailed air cleaner in the back. This thing is fantastic, guys. I cannot believe how amazing this model is. This so far is my favorite model in my collection, I gotta say. My first model, which was a Spark 991 RSR, will always have my heart as being my first 118 that I've ever acquired. But this has to be my favorite 118 so far in my collection. It's just unbeatable. The detail, there's so many other things I can go over, like the fact that it has a center wiper that's actually a separate piece. It's not molded in or anything. I mean, the detail of this thing is just phenomenal. Anyways, with that being said, this is my favorite model in my collection. I'm rating it a 9.5 out of 10, and I'm definitely acquiring more AutoArt 997 GT3 RSRs. So that'll do it for this one, guys. If you enjoy these 118 reviews, please give it a thumbs up. Tell me that you like it. Tell me what you don't like. And I always listen. Tell me what I can work on. Tell me what I can do better on. Tell me what I'm missing. I want to keep these going and just share my newfound love of 118 with you guys. Happy hunting, happy collecting, happy customizing, and remember, it's about the cars, not the money. See you on the next 118 review.